Tobie, can you hear me? Oh, there he is. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. I got a little shook for a minute, man. I didn't see it for a second, man. I was kind of shook, but let me give you the introduction that you definitely deserve, man. Ladies and gentlemen, if you know this, yeah, ain't no problem, man. Ladies and gentlemen, if you know this man, you know that he is a multi-talented, multi-time award-winning actor, producer with several credits and several contributions to the Atlanta film industry and film culture. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, it is my honor to welcome my guest, the one, the only, Mr. Tobie Famusipe. Tobie, what's happening, brother?
What's going on? You are 2 for 2. You pronounced my last name right.
Absolutely, man.
That is awesome.
Man, dude, seriously, your last name should be like a cologne or like a brand. Like you should brand your last name and turn it into like products, man. I could just see it, man. Like I'm in Atlanta, one of these networking parties and one of these red carpet events and stuff, and I walk through and somebody, oh man, you smell good. What's that? Oh man, I just got that. I got that fresh Famusipe package. like man, yeah. I got the cologne. I got the aftershave, man. I got the shaving bag. Yo, you need to get on that Famusipe for real. Like that's. I'm just saying. That's what I see when I see you, man. Oh man.
Oh man. I mean, hey, I'm gonna put it in existence now, and I will remember you for it too. Like, okay. You're talking about this now. Okay, you know what? That might be something I might have to go back and think about.
Hey, man. Hey, trust me. Like that name, your name is awesome, man. Your name is awesome. Like I could just see, like, you talking on, talking to like some like the reporters and everything with the cameras in your face, with the cameras bulbs flashing, and you talking, being the Tobie that we all know and love, and then at the bottom of the screen we see Tobie Famusipe, CEO. Famusipe Enterprises or something. Like I can see it, man. I can see it. I'm putting it out there, man. I'm putting it out there.
Put it out there in existence. I won't forget.
Absolutely.
Absolutely,
forget. Man.
So, see myself. Can you still see me?
I can't see you. I can hear you fine, but I can't see you, bro.
Okay. All right. We'll make it work. As long as you can hear me.
Absolutely, man. And I mean, like I can do post-production with this and everything, man. So even if I gotta just put a picture of you up, man, as long as I can hear your voice, it's all good.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. That'll work.
Absolutely. So while we're here and while we're talking, man, tell us about your origins. Tell us how the man that is Tobie Famusipe came to be.
Well, I was born in Washington, D.C., District of Columbia, 1971. Yep, I'm telling you my age. And I grew up in the States, in D.C., till I was about 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom and dad are Nigerians. So left the United States when I was 7 and grew up in Nigeria. Grew up in Lagos, Nigeria. I was there for about 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up there, and picked up languages here and there, got used to the life in Nigeria, got used to that, and, got myself acclimatized to everything there, learned the different languages, learned more about my culture and my people and my family. And then after that, moved back to back to the United States. Lived in the United States for a minute, and lived in the United States, still in the United States. Lived in the United States, lived in Jersey, New York.
Jersey, yes, sir.
York, Brick City, Newark, New Jersey, and then lived in the Bronx, Brooklyn, and then moved to Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
lived in Columbus, Ohio for about 6 years, and then from there moved to Atlanta, Georgia. Still working in the corporate circuit. My day job, I'm a business process engineer. I work in IT. My day job, because that's what pays the bills right now.
Absolutely.
And of course, at night, I chase my passion at night, which is acting, writing, producing, the whole 9 yards. You got to keep working until the passion starts to pay the bills.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So from a high level standpoint, that's Tobie in a nutshell.
Okay. Well, that's cool, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, we all have, growing up, we watched television shows that influenced us. What were some of your favorite TV shows to watch?
Favorite TV shows to watch? Space 1999. Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Battlestar Galactica. I was into sci-fi.
Right.
Then with my dad, I used to watch SWAT with my dad because my dad was into action movies too.
Okay.
My dad, me and my dad, we would watch SWAT, we would watch Bruce Lee, we would watch James Bond. Those were the shows that we watched on the regular. Never missed a beat on Star Wars, never missed a beat on SWAT. Bruce Lee, James Bond, and then other shows like the Cosby Show. Of course, Cosby Show was global back then.
Right.
Cosby Show, a different world.
Mm-hmm.
I used to think when I was a kid back then that one day I would love one day to be on set being an actor one day.
Right.
Little did I know that dream will come true. It came within my midlife, but I embrace it.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Now, A Different World being one of your favorite shows, obviously had an influence on you because you attended Seton Hall.
Yes,
and
sir.
Having attended Seton Hall, let me ask you, how has higher education helped you in your life?
It kept me humble. It kept me humble. It kept me grounded because going to college, it's important.
Mm-hmm.
And I come from a family where going to college is law. It's law going to college.
Gotcha.
So, my grandfather, my great grandfather, my grandmother, they all went to college. So I was like, okay, it's law. We got to go to college. They don't care what you do in college, but they want to make sure you go to college, you do something, and you finish.
Right.
So college, I know how important college is in my family.
Mm-hmm.
It's in my family, in my lineage, totally. So we would go to college, and I went to college. I know getting education is important because whatever your aspirations and your dreams are, if it doesn't work, then you have something to fall back on.
Correct.
You have something to fall back on. So I'm really grateful that, I'm still chasing my passion, chasing my dream. But at the same time, at least I'm smart and articulate enough to actually, survive if my passion doesn't work.
Right. Right. Totally understandable. And I definitely commend you on higher education. Now, you are an actor. I mean, we all know this. You go into your IMDb page, you have over 30 acting credits, and you have played a variety of roles, from Charles Reardon in the TPN films Fixation and Fixation 2.
Yeah.
All the way to Pastor Davis in the upcoming feature Under His Control.
Yeah.
And in preparing for a role, at what point in memorizing the script and getting ready to take that character and bring it life on the screen, do you infuse part of your personality into the role to give it more life?
I take a little bit of my personality and I kind of mix it together with the personality that the character is, that the character perceives, that the character is. I kind of bring a little bit of myself in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so I bring that in and fuse it together to come up with a great product. with a good product. So I take my experience and just my experiences from previous projects. And sometimes if I need to do research, I do research.
Right. Absolutely. Makes perfect sense.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely makes perfect sense with that. Now, not only are you an actor, but you also have multiple producer credits as well. Now, I've never been a producer of anything other than this podcast. I've never done like sets and scripts and script supervisor type things, but I have done I've done PA work, I've done key grip work. Shout out to 480 Films, Rodney, Ty, and Tavares for giving me that opportunity, and I hope to do some more behind the scenes stuff. Now, as a producer, what did you find to be the most challenging aspect of being a producer on any project that you've worked on?
The challenges of being a producer, staying on top of the actors. Because you don't know, because when you're dealing as a producer, you're dealing with multiple personalities. Mm-hmm. You're dealing with multiple personalities and you don't know what you're going to get, you know. Trying to maintain a certain level of integrity on the set. You're mm-hmm. talking about people's personalities, and then then sometimes you have to deal with people's egos. You know, you got to deal with that, and then you have to know how to manage the egos. If these are for example, if there are multiple actors with great backgrounds and great history and everything, and you try to bring them all together, it's like bringing all-stars on a basketball team,
right,
or a football team. You know, it's like everybody's a star in their own right. You know, they have multiple Super Bowls in their own right. So you can't tell them. So you as a producer, you have to know how to manage it by either talking to them collaboratively or individually. You know,
gotcha.
So that's, as a producer, that's one of the most challenging tasks. And then, of course, you have to deal with that with the actors, and of course, you got to deal with that also on the production side of things. And when I said on the production side of things, we're talking about the editing, production, mm-hmm. like the editing, the videographer who's going to shoot it. You know, you got to make sure you stay on top of that. Make sure that we meet the deliverable at a certain date. We got to finish this up at a certain date. So there's a lot of work as a producer that you have to know how to manage. You got to learn how to manage. And of course, locations as well. You got to keep that in mind as well. Like, okay, these people's house that you're using, or their business that you're using, make mm-hmm. sure everything is right. Even though you've already had somebody to assign to do it, you got to make sure that it's right. You know, make sure. So there's a lot of things as a producer, executive producer, you have to oversee.
Gotcha. It sounds a lot like project management in a sense.
Pretty much. That's the reason why I say that, you know, my corporate experience comes into play in some things like this.
Gotcha. And I've studied project management. I've done everything but attain a PMP. And I'm kind of on the fence about getting one, but I may actually go ahead and do it, because with project management, you can apply that to a film. You know, and I've been looking at some of the things and certifications that I have, trying to figure out exactly how I can apply them to the filming arts and entertainment, because I really do have a passion for it, and I want to be able to take what I know and what I've done and apply it to those things. So hearing you speak about being a producer is just, a lot of people who are listening to this podcast and looking at it really don't have a true idea of the duties of a producer. And I think you just laid it out really well.
Yep. It's important. If you don't have the mental ability to know how to be diplomatic in certain groups, when you're dealing with certain groups and certain personalities, mm-hmm. it'll become very problematic for you. That'll be something that it's basically something I don't think you'll be able to do. So you have to know how to exercise diplomacy with everything and everybody.
Right. Gotcha.
So,
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Now, when we speak about you, we talk about your talents, and we also talk about the many awards that you have won. PVIFF award winner. For those who don't know, that's the Peachtree Village International Film Festival. Shout out to Lynn Gibson. The TPN Film Fest Award winner, Bobby and Renee Peoples of the Peoples Network, and Rice Award winner. Now, in winning these awards, which were many, was there a different feeling when you won each award? Because I'm sure when you won your first one, I'm sure that was some elation. You know, that's got to be awesome. That's got to be an awesome feeling. But
Yeah.
in winning your most recent award, how did that feel?
Honestly, I wasn't expecting it. I honestly wasn't expecting to win or to be honored with that award. But I guess my work from my past is still relevant out here. Like I said, I wasn't expecting it, but you know, because I know in that last year, I really didn't do much last year. Right. I was working, but I was working behind the scenes as a writer.
Mm-hmm.
I was just writing content. Because I decided to take a back seat, because I realized that there are like individuals out here, you know, and there are people out here who just make stuff just because they want to make a movie. Right. Instead of providing quality, they brought out quantity. Yes. Not throwing shit at anybody at all. Let me make that very clear again. Mm-hmm. People just throw out quantity. They made this, and that. No. I know I haven't done anything in a while, but when I do, I make sure it is quality. It's something that's worth the wait. So that's the reason why I pulled back last year, and possibly actually the year before too. I slowed down a lot. Mm-hmm. You know, I got back. The reason why I did 2 films last year because I was kind of backed into a corner. Like, okay, they really want me to do this, and of course they were paying me pretty. They were going to pay me pretty well. So I like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. We opportunities come like that, you jump on it. So other than the 2 films I did last year, I really didn't do anything. So when this award came, I was like, okay, my work from my past is still relevant out here. People are still seeing what I'm doing, and I haven't even started really going deep into what I want to do yet. But you know what? I embraced it, and I said I accept this award. And when I dedicated the award to the people who supported me, you know, and the people who honored me for the award.
Right. So, and like I said, it's always well deserved when you receive an award because you're one of the hardest working guys I definitely know, and I've had the pleasure to meet. Now, we are a few hours away from Valentine's Day. And we cannot talk about the story of Tobie without talking about your better half, the half that makes you whole. So, Tobie has the great fortune of being the partner of the one and only Monet Sutton. And these two are indeed a power couple. So, with Valentine's Day being a couple of hours away, Tobie, tell us how you and Monet met.
How we met? Money and I, we started off as we were friends. Mm-hmm. We started off as friends, and you know, we worked on certain projects together, and you know, there was just chemistry between me and her. And you know, we shared the same goals, we shared the same dreams, and it's just like everything. Our path was just, you know, were just so aligned. Mm-hmm. Our paths were just so aligned, like what we believe in, what we want to do in life. Right. You know, I'm the more cool, laid back guy, and she's a more fiery one. She's a more aggressive, like, you know, we need to get this done, you know, this and that. And I'm more passive aggressive. She's more, you know, aggressive, and she stays on top of the game with everything. Right. So that's how we met, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago now we met. And the business side of what we do, she's one of the best at it. she's one of the best at it. On the business side, on the production, filming side of things, getting things together, producing, writing, and stuff. That's my side.
Gotcha.
So we kind of like feed off. We kind of like feed off each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that. So everything just worked out in our favor. Everything just worked out in our favor. So we met 4 or 5 years ago, and we're still going on strong. We're still going on strong. I wouldn't trade it for the world. You know, I'm where I am today. We are where we are today because of each other.
Right. Awesome.
You know? Yep.
That is so awesome, man. Because when I see you, I see her. Like when I go to events, I see you, I see her. So that's pretty much a given, man. That is pretty much a given. And I congratulate you guys on that Black Love. Definitely congratulate y'all on that, man.
Thank you.
No doubt. Now, to unfortunately segue to a not so pleasant topic, I definitely have to talk about something that is still going on in your homeland of Nigeria. Mm-hmm. And we've discussed this in the past, and what I'm talking about is SARS. And the I guess the demonstrations and the protests with SARS are still going on. And for those who may not be aware of what SARS is, let me give you a brief synopsis of SARS and kind of a summary of, you know, what's happened and what's happening now. All right. So I've been in support of a hashtag that is called EndSARS. And EndSARS is a decentralized social movement and a series of mass protests against police brutality in Nigeria. The slogan calls for the disbanding of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, a notorious unit of the Nigerian police with a long history of abuses. The protest, which takes its name from the slogan, started in 2017 as a Twitter campaign using the hashtag EndSARS to demand the disbanding of the unit by the Nigerian government. The unit was reportedly disbanded in mid-October 2020. However, it was noted in many quarters that similar announcements had been made in recent years to pacify the public without the unit actually being disbanded. Sound familiar? Mm-hmm. And that the government had merely planned to reassign and review SARS officers to medical centers rather than disband the unit entirely. Protests have continued accordingly, and the Nigerian government has maintained a pattern of violent repression, including the killing of demonstrators. Now, with everything that's happened, and you and I have talked about this in the past, this definitely hit home for you, as when I guess the entire world really found out about SARS and how it has affected everyone, especially in Nigeria. You know, other countries have been vocal in protest about it. So I'll ask you now, like I asked you then, how is your family and how are you?
My family is good. They get on my nerves, which means they're good. So they're good. They get on my nerves. That means when I say they get on my nerves, that means they're good. So everything is for the most part, everything is back to normal. Mm-hmm. The Nigerian president, and of course his National Assembly, which is the Senate and representatives, they came to an agreement. They passed a bill ending SARS for real this time.
Okay.
Ending SARS for real this time, and come up with another type, a better organization. But you know that will actually, you know, do the job that the government wants them to do.
Gotcha.
Okay, so everything is relatively, for the most part, it's back to normal now. It was sad. It was sad that we had and SARS was mainly going after the youth, and they were going after them for no particular reason, to be exact. Mm-hmm. You know, for no particular reason. They were just going after them. If they see somebody, a youth, driving a nice car, they'll pull them over just because. Where did you get the money to buy this car? Where did you get this money? Who are you related to? You know this and that. Or they see you and they see your phone. You have an iPhone. Where did you get the money to buy an iPhone? Because iPhones are gold in Nigeria. Mm-hmm. It's gold. So they see you wearing something. They like, they try to hustle you out of some money for you to give them some money, and stuff like that. So the youth started to fight back. And I think the straw that broke the camel's back was when SARS started killing these youths.
Right.
It's killing them for no reason and getting away with it. So I say that's when the youth of the country, because the demonstrations was mostly done by the youth.
Mm-hmm.
The youth was like, okay, you know what? We've had enough. So the youths, they started to retaliate. They were going after SARS. They ended up killing a couple of them. And to be honest, Anthony, I saw some horrific videos that I can't even post or share. Like I saw some horrific videos. I actually watched people die.
Wow.
Across the water, they put some censor stuff here in the United States. They censor it, they blur it out, with this and that.
Yeah.
They ain't got time for blurring in Africa, in Nigeria. No, you're going to see how somebody's beheaded. You're going to see it. You're going to see how somebody's been shot. You will see it live. These are some of the horrific things I saw through video, because my brothers, both of them, and my sister, they were sending me clips of what they were looking at on their WhatsApp page. They were sending me, and I was like, oh my God, I can't share this here. They will put Facebook jail. I said, I can't even share this. I can't even share this here. Like, no. I saw some stuff, it was horrifying.
Right.
It was horrifying. So I said, okay, what a way for the youths to respond.
Mm-hmm.
Because they lost people. They lost innocent people. Or if you're lucky, they throw you in jail.
Right.
If you're lucky. And then you got to pay to get them out. No charges or nothing. You just got to pay to get them out.
Wow.
So there was a lot of corruption going on in SARS. And that corruption, just got out of hand.
Wow. That's something, man. That's definitely something, man. Well, it's a lot of time when your family gets on your nerves, in this situation, it's a very good thing, man. I'm glad you and your people are doing really well, man. I had to make sure that when I did this interview, I personally, I grew up in an era where hip hop, and I'm telling my age too. I started really getting into hip hop like the late 80s, and I grew up in Newark. And because I grew up in Newark and grew up in New York, there was an Afrocentric movement. So there were a lot of groups that really started to fully embrace Afrocentricity. From everybody in the native tongues, Queen Latifah, the Jungle Brothers, X-Clan, Brand Nubian, everybody. The red, black, and green was what we wore. And as you see today, that's what I got on. I got on the red, the black, and the green.
Nice.
And I got, definitely, man. This is actually a sweater I got from a company, and if I'm not mistaken, they're called Melanin Full. And they make a lot of what they call 3D hoodies. And this hoodie right here is actually gotten too big for me because I lost so much weight. I'm like a size smaller now, but I had to rock it, man.
Right.
I had to rock it.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the cool thing is, like, their options were limited at one time.
Correct.
And so they only had like maybe 20, 25 hoodies. But now I've gone on there and I saw one and I want to get it, but the weather's about to change. So I'm hoping they have it in a short sleeve shirt or a tank top. It's actually a Nigerian shirt. And it's the Nigerian flag. Just imagine a Nigerian flag on the shirt. So
get me one of those.
Yeah, definitely. So from here out to the arms is green. You got the white stripe coming here.
In the middle.
You got the Nigerian crest right here in the middle. Yeah, I'll send you the link, man, because I was going to get one, and I'm going to get the hoodie to go with it as well.
Me too. I'm going to get it too.
I'm definitely getting the beanie, man. I'm getting the kufi and all that, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Most definitely. I'll definitely send that to you, man. With Melanin Full and melanated clothing. I've liked a lot of stuff that I've seen from them and everything, and just embracing my culture, and I'm doing it unapologetically. This is who I am. I mean, there's a lot of people in this country that'll sit up here and tell me, you shouldn't wear this. You don't like, you wearing African stuff like that. But next month is St. Patrick's Day. And people who never been to Ireland will be sitting up there,
wearing green,
drinking Guinness and wearing green and doing all that kind of stuff. But it's crazy when I want to represent my African culture. It's crazy, right? But I don't listen to them. It's who I am, man.
The hypocrisy.
Yeah.
The hypocrisy in this. And we need to be grateful, actually, from the previous knucklehead we had in the White House. We need to thank him for exposing the underbelly and the ugliness of this country. Thank you so much. Now we know what we're dealing with.
Absolutely, absolutely. He gave everybody that was doing it in the closet a bigger stage and to pretty much expose themselves. And I said, for a lot of people, the greatest tragedy is that they can't put their hoods back on.
Right.
Now we know who you are. Right, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
But you know what? I'm not even going to open that door. That's for a different topic.
Yeah, that's a different topic. You know what? And we may have to revisit that. We definitely may have to revisit that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Tobie Famusipe, brother, tell these wonderful people how they can connect with you on social media.
Okay. You can connect with me on social media through Facebook. That's Tobie, Tobie Famusipe, Famusipe. And you can reach me on Instagram. IAM Tobiesan. I am Tobie-san. You can reach me on both those platforms. I'm easy to get to. Or on LinkedIn. Tobie Famusipe on LinkedIn.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, as always, brother, it was a pleasure speaking with you. And we definitely got to speak at length for a much longer time. I'm waiting on all this Corona stuff to just get out of the way so we can reconnect and just talk and have fun like we usually do whenever we're together, man. It's always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure to talk to you, man.
We got to do this again.
Absolutely.
Updates of what's going on in the film industry and stuff. What we doing.
Right. And that's why I created THESPIANWERX, because I didn't do it knowing that there would be a pandemic or anything like that. But this is an avenue for everybody who is, COVID and the coronavirus has created such a divide between so many people in the film industry that we don't get to talk to each other, much less see each other like we should. So this is an opportunity for me to be able to do that and do that with other people. And, on this platform, I do have the ability to have, I want to say 2 guests at the same time. So, it may be an opportunity for tribunal or just 3 people speaking at once. So the more I do this, the more I find out about it. But speaking with you one-on-one, as always, it's been a pleasure, man. And I can't wait to talk to you again, man.
This was fun. This was really fun. Thanks, brother.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been THESPIANWERX with Anthony Velvet Hall. Once again, I would like to thank my very special guest, Tobie Famusipe, for sitting in with me, for catching up with me, and just talking, man. And trust me, I think these are just seeds that are being laid for an even bigger conversation, because we're definitely going to be talking a lot more. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, remember those 3 things I always tell you. Life is short, death is certain, and love the people God gave you, because one day He going to want them back. All right?
Yeah.
Peace and love, y'all.
All right. Good night.